Through you, Mr. Chair, we are good to go.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hewlett, and good afternoon and welcome. I'm Deputy Mayor Tom Hutchinson and Chair of the Adjustment Committee meeting this afternoon. Item number one, I'm going to call the meeting to order, and I have 1:01 p.m. This is the May the 16th, 2022 Committee of Adjustment meeting, and we do have quorum as indicated with the committee members log in, and I do see all members present. For this meeting, we're using both audio and video. This meeting is being recorded and will be posted on the West Grey website at www.westgrey.com. The technology for this meeting is being managed by the West Grey staff. Please refrain from clicking buttons throughout the meeting unless prompted. And before we continue, I'm asking Corporate and Community Initiatives Officer Cody Hewlett to provide an overview on some of the other key points for this meeting. Mr. Hewlett.
Thank you, and through you, before I begin, if at any point you get disconnected, you can dial 1-647-558-0588 and enter the meeting ID for this meeting, which is 871-5038-0700. Both members of committee and staff have been briefed on the various features of the Zoom meeting software and will be raising their hands physically on camera to speak. For members of the public, if you require any technical assistance throughout the duration of the meeting, you can send a chat message to myself, Cody Hewlett, and I will attempt to assist you. For members of the public, it should be noted that this meeting is being held in 2 locations, both on the Zoom meeting platform as well as being live streamed on YouTube. Public participation, if any, must be done through the Zoom meeting platform and cannot be done through YouTube at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hewlett. Item number 2 on our agenda is the purpose of the meeting. Clerk Scharbeck, please provide your comments.
Through you, Chair Hutchinson. The purpose of this Committee of Adjustment meeting is to allow the presentation of an application for a minor variance and to allow interested members of the public the opportunity to ask questions or offer comments with regard to the application. A public registry for the application is available by email to sferguson@westgrey.com. And if any member of the public would like to be notified in writing of the decision on this application, they're to provide their name and mailing address on the corresponding registry. This will also entitle one to be advised of a possible local planning appeal tribunal hearing in the event the decision on the application is appealed. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Clerk Scharbeck. Okay, item number 3 is disclosure of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof. Members of the committee, is there any interest or any topics to declare at this time? Seeing none, if one should arise during the meeting, you can declare at that time. So I'll move on to item number 4 is the approval of the minutes. And 4.1 is the minutes from the May the 2nd, 2022 Committee of Adjustment meeting. Recommendation, Clerk Scharbeck, please.
Through you, Chair, the recommendation is that Committee of Adjustment approves the minutes of May 2nd, 2022 as circulated.
Thank you, Clerk Scharbeck. Could I get a mover, please? Mover to accept the minutes. I see Member Hutchinson, and I see seconded by Member Townsend. Is there any comments or questions from the committee members on those minutes? Okay, seeing none, we'll call the question. All those in favor, if you raise your hand, please. I see all hands are in favor raised there and none opposed. I'm sorry, Member Herger, I have to squint to see you, but anyways, there's none opposed. That motion is carried. Item number 5 is minor variance application number A06 2022-444603, concession 8, Township of Glenelg. 5.1, application number A06 2022, Ruth Ann Risk and David Risk. That takes us to 5.2, and that's Planner Spencer's report. And Planner Spencer, if you could read the recommendation for A06 2022, including written comments received under 5.3, and if you've received any other correspondence that you can update us on. Planner Spencer, please.
Yes, thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is that Committee of Adjustment receives the report from Planner Spencer for file A06-2022, Risk, Ruth Ann, and Risk, David, wherein the planner recommends approval of application A06-2022, as the application is considered to maintain the general intent and purpose of the official plan, the general intent and purpose of the municipality zoning bylaw, is minor in nature, and considered to be a desirable use of the land and buildings. The property is located west of the intersection of Hamilton Lane and Concession 8. The property currently contains a single detached dwelling unit and a pool. The property is approximately 0.48 hectares in size and contains some mature vegetation in the form of trees. Planning staff have reviewed the application under the merits of section 45(1) and the 4 tests for minor variance and do determine that the application is considered to be appropriate at this time. Comments in support or in opposition from authorities having jurisdiction were not received on the application. In addition, no further comments from members of the public in support or opposition of the application have been received at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Planner Spencer. And that will take us to 5.4, verbal comments. 5.4.1 will be the committee member comments. And committee members, this is your opportunity to ask any questions or provide any comments you may have before we turn the application to the public. So I'll be looking for anybody who has any comments or questions on this application. Okay. Seeing none, we're going to move on to 5.4.2, public comments. There'll be 2 parts to this application. First one would be to speak in favor of the application. That would be followed by anybody who would be opposed or is against the application. And for this, I'm going to turn over to Mr. Hewlett so you can provide an overview on how the public can participate. Mr. Hewlett, please.
Thank you. For members of the public wishing to speak during this portion of the meeting, whether in favor or opposed to the application, the process will remain the same for both. The first option for members of the public who have joined us via phone line, you can press *9 to raise your hand, and that will let us know you would like to speak. Alternatively, if your hand has been raised in error, you can press *9 again to lower your hand. The second option for members of the public who have logged in using the Zoom meeting platform online, you can either send a chat message to myself, Cody Hewlett, Corporate and Community Initiatives Officer, either stating that you would like to speak or what you would like read into the record on your behalf, or you can raise your hand, which is typically located in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen by either a blue or yellow hand icon, typically under the More Reactions option. Through you, Mr. Chair, just taking a quick review of the dashboard as well as my chat, I am not seeing any members of the public wishing to speak at this time.
Okay, thank you. And I too, I see no hands raised or any members of the public that want to participate. So with that, we will move on to 5.5, and that's the decision by the committee. What direction would the committee like to take with this application? And I do see Member Robinson. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good afternoon to everyone. I would move the following, that the Committee of Adjustment does hereby approve minor variance application number A06.2022, Ruth Ann and Dave Risk, for the reasons as set out in the planner's report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Member Robinson. Could I get a seconder? And I do see Member Hutchinson. You'll be seconding that motion. Okay. Comments or questions from the committee members? Actually, I apologize. I'm going to go to Clerk Scharbeck to read the recommendation, and then I'll go to comments or questions. Clerk Scharbeck, please.
Through you, Chair. The recommendation, the resolution moved by Member Robinson and seconded by Member Hutchinson is that Committee of Adjustment does hereby approve the minor variance application number A06-2022 Ruth Ann and David Risk for the reasons as set out in the planner's report.
Thank you, Clerk Scharbeck. Now I will go to the committee. Is there any comments or questions regarding the recommendation before us? Okay, seeing none, we'll call the vote. All those in favor, if you could raise your hand, please. And I do see all 6 members in favor, none opposed. This motion is carried. And we'll go back to item 5.6, back to Clerk Scharbeck, please, for next steps.
You, Chair Hutchinson. The next steps will be to notify the applicant that the committee approved their decision. There is a 20-day appeal period. If there's no appeals, then the applicant will be able to pursue their building permit. Thank you.
Thank you, Clerk Scharbeck. Item number 6 is next meeting, and I do have the next meeting marked down as Monday, June the 6th, 2022 at 1 p.m. And Clerk Scharbeck, that is confirmed, please.
Yes, as far as I know, Chair, that is correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so item number 9 is adjournment. I'd be looking for a motion to move adjournment, please. And I do see Member Hutchison with your hand up. Go ahead, Member Hutchison, if you have a comment.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm, I think there's 5 committee members here. I think you might have said 6. I'm just checking on your vision capabilities there. You're maybe overseeing 1 member, but I think we just have 5 members of the committee rather than 6.
Well, Member Hutchinson, I like your math, but I would make the 6th one, sir. So you do have two Member Hutchinsons, if you will. Sorry to put my name forward. Member Townsend, Robinson. Oh, you got me. Okay. That's 5. You're right. I don't know why I had 6 in my brain, but you're right. Anyways,
We only have
5. Yes, you're right.
7 members on council and 2 that aren't part of this committee, right? So, yeah, just checking your math.
I will stand corrected, and my math usually is a little bit better than that, but yes, all 5 members are in favor, and I will make sure that I pay attention to that in the future. And thank you for correcting me. Appreciate
No
that.
problem.
And your virtual hand's still up, Member Hutchinson. So you were going to move that then, Member Hutchinson? An adjournment? Could I get a seconder, please? I do see Member Hergert as a seconder. Clerk Sharbuck, could you read the recommendation, please?
Thank you, Chair. The recommendation is that Committee of Adjustment hereby adjourns this meeting at 1:13 p.m.
Thank you, Clerk Sharbuck. We'll call the vote. All those in favor, if you raise your hand, please. And I do see all 5 members are in favor, none opposed. And we will call that adjourned. And that motion's carried. Thank you. That's it. We're done.
Yep.
And I know what happened there, Member Hutchinson. For the record, I was counting myself on the screen going across, because usually mine's down in the Dropbox, but a little different layout. But you're correct, and we are adjourned. And everyone have a wonderful afternoon.
Yeah, just hoping you don't have any medical issues or anything. You have blurred vision, something. But anyways, we're all good. Have a good day.
It's good, and you have a wonderful afternoon.